Hello everyone and welcome to the Selenium Python Framework series. In this series, we will learn to develop Selenium Python Framework from the scratch step by step. And this is our first session. In this session, we will learn about the framework itself. So let's begin. Before we start with the framework itself, let me show you in this series, you will be developing this kind of a framework where we have the pages file, we have a test files, we have everything separate, where we have base page. So for this particular series, I will be using a source demo website for all the demonstration. So we will be doing step by step everything which you need to learn in order to develop a robust framework. So let me run this one. Here I have automated a complete checkout process as well. So let me show you. Simply let's run this one and it will log in first, add a product, then go to the cart, and here you will see that it will click checkout, provide the details, and click on finish. It says thank you for your order, and then there's a separate test case for the login as well. So whole this particular framework we will develop in this particular series. Now let's move towards our first topic of this series, which is framework. So what is framework? So let me show you. Framework is basically a structured approach or the set of guidelines for writing and executing your automated test. Now what it means by a structured approach over here. So let's think of a framework like a house blueprint. Okay. So if you want to build a house, you don't start from scratch every time. A blueprint gives you a structure, guidelines, and standards. Now you can use that blueprint for the multiple houses, make small modifications, and ensure everything fits together perfectly. Similarly, when you're working with the Selenium Python framework, so basically the framework provides a structured blueprint for your test scripts. It basically defines where to put the test data, how to write the test steps, how to generate the reports, how to maintain the pages, how you can separate the locators from the test, why you want to separate the locators from the test logic. So all these things basically covers a framework. Now, framework provides a standard way. Basically, it organizes your test script, test data, and results. The purpose and the goal here is to increase the efficiency, maintainability, and readability of the automation scripts. Now, when we talk about efficiency, so basically, when the code is structured, you exactly know where you need to add or update the code. For example, and again, this will help in the maintainability. For example, you have written 100 test cases, and for every 100 test cases, you need to log in first and then execute the test and then log out. Now, one approach here is that for every test case, you are writing the login and logout steps. So every test case has these steps. So 100 test cases, there is a duplication of those steps for 100 test cases for login and logout, right? So what we will do using the framework, write it once and use them. So it will make your script more efficient because there will be a less number of code or the lines in your framework. And secondly, when you have this separately written, what happens is that tomorrow, if there is a change in some logic in the login functionality, for example, okay, so what happens is that you need to go to the 100 test cases because you have written login steps over there. So you need to go to 100 test cases and you need to update the 100 test cases. Again, efficiency and maintainability. So if it is written once, so you need to modify your code at one place instead of the 100 places. That's why the purpose of using the framework is to increase the efficiency, maintainability, and obviously if everything is written separately in a structured way, so it would be easier to read your automation scripts and the code. So the framework is basically act as a foundation for building a robust automation solutions, right? Let me summarize this again with the example I've given, the house blueprint. So framework is basically a house blueprint. You build a house, you don't need to start from scratch every time. A blueprint gives you a structure, guidelines, standards, so that you can reuse the blueprint and build the multiple houses with maybe small modifications and ensure everything fits together perfectly. Same goes with the Selenium framework. So framework provides a structured blueprint for your test script. It defines where to put the test data, where to put the locators, what should be the structure, what should be, uh, you know, uh, the logic of the test scripts, where it should be written, how to generate the test reports, where to generate the test reports. So this way, it would be easier for you to build a robust test automation solutions. Now let's go to the framework which I developed and showed you in the start of this video so that we can see what structure approach we are talking about so that you can understand and develop the concept of the framework. So here you see that we have this pages directory inside the main folder on the main project. Then we have test folder. So this is the first structure. Then we have config. This is a configuration file. And let me show you this shortly. But before that, let me go here inside the pages. So here we have like login page. You see that in this login page, we have a locators, right? We have locating this one. We are navigating to source demo website and we have a function here to log in into this one. Now, what I will be doing is that in my test, I will be calling this one. So if I go here in my test folder, going to test login here. So this whole logic is written in the here in the login page. So this is basically a concept of the page object model design pattern. Now if I go here, so you see that I am just calling this one here. That's it, right? So these are the steps. I'm just calling this one. Okay. And tomorrow, what happens is that if there is any change in the login functionality, what I will do is that I simply go to my this page file, regardless if I'm using this login in my thousands of test cases, it doesn't matter because I'm just calling those things. So what I will do is that tomorrow if there's any change, maybe there's a change in locator or maybe there's some other change. So what I will do is that, for example, tomorrow there's change in this locator, it becomes username underscore 1. So I just change here. That's it. It will automatically replicate it across all my test cases where this login is being called. Okay. So this is, efficiency. This is maintainability. It's easy to maintain. Instead of if I write all this logic here in test, in the actual test, you have tomorrow thousands of test cases and you're using the same code across every test cases and there is a chain. Then you need to chain across all your test cases. It may be 50, it may be 100, it may be 1000, right? So here efficiency and again maintainability. And now the third part of the framework is the readability. So you can see that easily you can go to this file. You can see that these are the locators, right? This function is loading the website. This function is logging into this one, right? And the test logic is separate. So simply few basic lines of code and you're logged into the system. We are just calling these things. That's it. Simple and readable. So maintainability, readability, efficiency, all is covered. So far, I haven't added the test data, but as we move with this series, we will do each and everything, adding the test data files, any utility we need, we will do that, right? But just to give you an idea how this works. And again, we need a driver, right? So instead of, initializing the driver in every file, so we can simply go here and add these details over here. Chrome driver, okay? And we are using it as a fixture. We will learn about what is fixture and why we are using this in particular file in our upcoming sessions. And we will learn each and every single line which I have written over here just to make you understand how this code is even working. So that tomorrow if you are developing a robust framework, you should have a knowledge how to develop, right? So I will also explain you what is the base page and what this init means over here, what is self here. So we will cover each and everything, why we need a base page, why I have written these things in this particular base page. Similarly, we have an inventory page, why I have written these things here, then why we have written those things over here, right? And then we have this requirement.txt which is empty right now. But as we move with this series, I will show you what you need to add over here and why you need to add those details in this particular file. But right now, just want you to understand what is framework and what are the benefits of using the framework.